Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Embody Your Highest Soul Frequency. We are here to show you how to impact powerfully, lead from your heart, and be on mission through your unique God design. I'm Alexia Vlahos Kolokasides, and Jennifer Ackad is my co-host. We are so excited for you to be with us on this beautiful, beautiful journey. And just a little reminder for you that it is really, really important and crucial on this journey where you want to be impacting and leading and being on mission, that you take intentional action, you take the time to be here, to be present, and to receive from the incredible, amazing speakers that we have for you in our amazing lineup. So we are very, very excited for today's interview and masterclass teaching. Hey, Jen.
Hi everybody. And today we're going to welcome Anna Kowalska. So let's welcome Anna. She's jumping here. Hi, Anna. So happy to have you with us. Yay.
So excited to be here. It's such a joy. I love the topic. I love where we're going. It's amazing. And the two of you, the energy, I can already tell what you are creating is just so very synchronistic. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. And it's so nice to keep collaborating together. You know, you've been on some of my old summits too, and previous summits. So it's maintaining these relationships that, you know, have ripple effect in the world. So it's a blessing to keep on working. Anna Kowalska guides women to birth their highest soul level body of work so they can fully embody their soul purpose and live prosperously. She is devoted to co-creating a world of harmony, unity, purpose, and prosperity within and without for all of life by activating new earth leaders. Aho, aho. Anna, yes. Tell us a little bit of, you know, when was this breakthrough point in your life where everything shifted from one way of leading your mission and your purpose to like that next step of like, I'm owning up to having more impact, owning up to where God is leading me, to my mission and to my design to an extent that I've never done before. And tell us a bit about your experience and what these breakthroughs were.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful question. So first we have awakenings to something bigger, right? First we have awakenings to there is more to life than what I'm creating, this tangible experience. There is more to me than just this physical body. But very appropriately stated, Jen, that you just did, there is a next level. At some point, we realize that this awakening that we are experiencing isn't just for us. It isn't just for me. I like to say that our purpose is ours, but it's not for us. That we are here born for a reason for each other. So for me, it happened, wow. You know, nobody's ever asked me that question. When did I realize that I wanted to make a bigger impact? And I'll tell you that it probably was about 7 years ago. I was kind of like, you know, pittering around. I was in my awakening journey. I was happy, you know, little clam, doing my work in hiding at night and nobody could see me. I found my circles, but I wouldn't tell other people about it. And it was this beautiful journey, but it was just happening for me to the point where I wasn't even merging the two worlds together. I wasn't merging my earning life, right? My job, my work with this sacred things that I were learning. I mean, it literally was like living two lives. And then there was a point, and there were actually several, now that I say that there were several, but at one point when and it happened when I was on a contract. This is so fun to remember. I was on a contract where somebody was paying to help me grow, to help them grow their business. And it was a very generous contract. I was very happy to do that work. And then I made a choice to learn something. And on the same day when I began to officially learn this new tool, the old contract, I got an email, it's over. No notice, no, you know, hey, we are running out of money. It was just like, this is it. We have no more money. We can't keep going like this. And in that moment, I had to make a choice. I landed in LA for a class and I said, wow, by the time I leave this class, I have to have something new in place. And that's when I committed. I said, okay, I'm going to go all in on my purpose and turn my purpose into my work. So if you ask me, when did I realize that it was that it wasn't just for me. I would say that was the moment where the situation in life awakened me to, okay, girl, whatever you were doing up until now is not going to work anymore. So you have stepped into something new. You have to let go of the old. Now we get to go all in.
Wow. Oh, I got goosebumps.
How exciting and also scary moments in our lives, right? Where it's like, it's faith needs to lead the way, God needs to lead the way, because we don't know, right?
Yeah. And there is a pretty good chance that, left to my own devices, I would have just, kind of trickled along the way and not have made the impact that I have over the last 7 years. And yes, it was very challenging. It still is very challenging. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said, most people want to reach the point of awakening. They want to know there's something about them that will unlock the next level. Yeah. But also at the same time, most people think that in that moment, something will change and angels will come out from the sky and sing the trumpets and lay out the carpet and everything will just be, glory and butterflies. I'm like, no, that's actually when the work begins, because you get to look at all the ways that you have, and I'll speak to this in my masterclass portion. This is when we get to look at all the ways that we have been asleep to who we have become conditioned to be versus who we were born to be in God's design. So very appropriately stated in the title of your series. So that's when it takes courage to say, yes, I am willing to take the next step. But that's where we are as humanity. The old ways are falling away. So anybody who has any inkling to spirit, to soul, to being, a being that's not just this physical body doing the things every day to survive, anybody who has this level of awareness, the old ways are falling away so very quickly that we really will almost have no choice. The choice will be either, I don't even want to say the word, but in some way perish, or dare to look in the light and say, that's who I am. That's where I'm moving towards. And I'm going to pay the prices of what it will take. But I'm also not willing to pay the price of holding on to the old that's going away. So there's nothing to hold on to.
Yeah. Wow. I'm excited for your masterclass.
I am too.
Totally.
Oh, that's amazing. Right. Okay.
All right.
Give you the floor.
Ready?
It's yours. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, beautiful. So thank you. I am very excited to share with you basically the journey that I was on at some point. I found myself on to growing up. So here is the foundation. I grew up in a very restrictive environment in a communist country. So it wasn't even my family that restricted me. It was the society I was growing up in, the environment. And somehow within it, people have still found a way to feel the sense of freedom and unleashing their potential. But it was very much authority from the outside. Somebody outside of you directs what your life will look like. And there is a way to do the life right, and then you are safe. And there is a way to do life haphazardly, and who knows what happens, right? And through my journey, so growing up in Poland, I came to America. Nowhere ever in my most fathom dreams would I imagine that the journey would bring me to awaken to my spirit. I grew up in a Catholic, again, not only communist, but very Catholic country at a time where they actually brought religion, not all religions, one religion to public school, one religion. And I'm painting this picture because all of us, I'm sure you have your own story, grew up in some way that has restricted our true being, that has put the barriers to who we truly are. And in my journey, and I will share with you these pieces, I have found that actually that is by design. Everything that we experience in our childhood, and we know now, as of now, who knows what we'll discover tomorrow, but as of now, we know that there is a part of us that it comes in as a blank slate, and we learn how to be in the world, how to get along in the world, how to get what we need anywhere between 0 to 8. And then we live out our life until we awaken just as a copy and a bigger, taller version of that person. But there is another part of you. There is a part of you that you have agreed to be at the soul level. So before you even chose your parents, and I believe we choose our parents, before you chose the environment you'll be born into, there is a soul conversation that happens. In the space of nothingness, there is a blueprint that is floating and desiring to express itself in some way. Something that might have been observed, something that is feel like a desire to experience, and there is no good or bad. So it's a series of experiences in a human form that will build you and grow you and expand you. You may not like most of them, but at the soul level, you've actually desired to have this experience and series of experiences to know who you truly are. So as you were floating around, imagine yourself as a cloud, you made an agreement. At the soul level, you said, okay, I will come to this school earth, which some believe is one of the most challenging spaces in the universe, that only the daring and courageous ones choose to come in and incarnate on planet Earth and have this experience. So kudos to you, because here you are, already born courageous and brave. In case you didn't know, I'm telling you, you are. And you gave yourself a wish, a desire. This is what I would like this experience to be about. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no too small or too big, but it will feel a certain way, and I will learn something about who I am. And based on that, you have designed a perfect environment. Your parents, your caretakers, the environment, the culture you will be born into. I truly believe we choose that. How do I know that? Along the way, I have learned a tool called scientific hand analysis. It's a study of who you are, all depicted in the beautiful lines of your palm. It doesn't tell you who you will be in the future. It tells you who you've been up until now. But it also tells you what you have chosen, your purpose journey to be, and the tools you gave yourself to be as powerful as you can possibly be. Those tools are the challenges. We call them a blind spot, the shadow. And it's not all the shadows, it's the overarching theme for what you have chosen. The thing you're going to trip over and over and over will be. And let me tell you, when most people find out what it is, they always want somebody else's challenge, not our own. Why? Because ours has been so painful and we already know it. So as much as you've chosen this beautiful, glorious embodiment of something powerful that is your purpose, that is not yours, remember, but it is yours to give away as you learn what it is, you also gave yourself a challenge, what we call life lesson. You will never learn it. You will someday shift the form out of this physical into the cloud. Let's call it a cloud. I like to imagine that was a cloud before I was a human. You will look back and you will say, wow, this is why I chose those challenging people as my parents. This is why I grew up in the environment that stifled my light, my joy, my passion. Because somewhere along the way, I had to learn what it's like to be completely squished so I can expand. So imagine this, you were born into your perfect environment that will teach you all the places to hide who you are. And this is without a fail, and I have worked with several thousand of people by now, and it never fails every single time. The environment they were born in is exactly what they needed, however painful sometimes, exactly what they needed to learn what it's like to feel all bundled up, squished up, hidden, however else you grew up, hiding your light. So then someday, when a time comes, and hopefully for us, for some of us, earlier than others, for all of us that are here, it has already to some form come because you've awakened to being more than your physical expression. When you begin to awaken to it, you will not only face the light. There is this moment where I was told, this is your purpose, this is who you are. And it really was like angels parted the heavens, and I felt like all the holiness and glory was shining light on me, and I finally felt seen, and I finally felt like, wow, there is something special about me. There is something I have chosen to be. But it was a moment. And immediately I looked around and I said, wow, but my life looks nothing like a space that it's okay to be that way. My life looks like the complete opposite of that. And that was true. My life completely looked like the opposite of what I have chosen at the soul level. As the, if you call it this way, because you already used this word, I will use it in my presentation to you, the godlike version of the divine. God, the ever-present, wanted to be expressed as some version of you on the planet Earth, and that's who you are. But then I remember you also gave yourself all of those challenges. To be a human. Such dichotomy. We are a walking paradox. So here I am, all of a sudden learning that truly there was a sense that I knew that was special in some way. I didn't know how, and my life certainly didn't show me that. But for a moment, I felt like it was true until I opened my eyes and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not true anymore. That's right. There is this life. There is this human thing happening. There are bills to pay. There are people. They're very difficult people to deal with because that's what I've chosen. Can you relate? I love these people, but they're so challenging. Why do I need people? I was doing so good on my own, doing my own little awakening journey on my own. And then I got to people. And when you put the people in a mix, everything just kind of started falling apart. Like everything that I learned about spirit and universe and energy all of a sudden was like thrown out the window because the humanity got in the way. But humanity is part of our experience that's teaching us how to express ourselves through the challenges we have chosen. So remember, you will have a challenge that will be challenging to you. Somebody may look at you and say, wow, how are you having such a challenge with that? That's super easy to me. And you will look at their life and you will say, wow, I just don't know why they can't figure that out. It's so obvious to me. Don't we always do that? We look at other people and you're like, I don't get how you don't get that because I get it. And they look at you and they say, oh, girl, I don't even want to because why can't you figure it out? But that's because we have a unique challenge that's uniquely ours. That's, by the way, also depicted in a blueprint. But you can find it in many different templates, through human design, through gene keys, through astrology. There is the thing that we came here to be and the thing that we have chosen. I like to say it's the weight we have chosen to lift, to exercise the muscle of our godliness. So let me give you an example of myself. And there are many layers to my purpose, many layers to my lesson, but I'll give you a very specific one. Part of my purpose is to be powerful in the world and for myself in my life. Power can actually be an expression of purpose, and some people can have it. It's part of my expression. Power may not be a difficulty or a challenge for others, but it was for me. Why? Because it's part of my expression. And I remember I grew up in an environment that taught me that authority is outside of me, power is outside of me. Somebody will tell me how to live my life and how to handle things. They'll also give me a blueprint that will keep me safe. A blueprint of this, if you do this, we'll give you what you need in exchange. Safety, money for your housing, for your food. That's how I grew up. And if you do the thing we tell you, you're going to be okay. We'll have medical for you. Medical is a big thing in the United States. It wasn't when I came to Poland, we had free medical, so we didn't have that. I came to America and everybody will do anything for a great medical. People will literally sacrifice their life for a good medical. That's what happens, right? Not us, we know better. So there is an agreement. I came from an environment that taught me power is outside of me. And my lesson was in learning that one, the power is within me and I'm the only one who is in charge of that. But also I gave myself a sneaky challenge. And part of my challenge came in, one, not using my voice to express myself and my power. That was the challenge that I constantly lived. Remember the weight that I lift to exercise my muscle. I don't use my voice. Now, people meet me and they say, wow, because most of the time you can't shut me up, especially when I love talking about something I love. And people are like, wow, you seem so outspoken and you seem so passionate. I cannot imagine you have a challenge of not speaking up. Well, the point here is that the challenge had to do with speaking up about what I cared about, what mattered to me, what felt powerful to me. things that gave me a sense of being powerful in the world. That was the challenge. And there was another layer to it, self-love. The challenge was that I would do anything for the love of others. That's another way that I came to exercise my muscle. Can I love myself so much that it doesn't matter if anybody else loves me? It doesn't matter if I speak up my truth and people turn away. Can I still love myself enough? And these may seem like very general statements, but when you look at your life and you know what your purpose, the way you came here to express yourself and how you put yourself in the environment that taught you how to squash it, and then you learn the weight you came here to lift, to exercise your muscle, it will be very clear to you. And then what happens is, as soon as you know it, you are the lucky one, because you can focus your energy and you can say, wow, so everything that I am doing to express my godlike being through me is to constantly look at the places where I'm not choosing to use my voice because I'm afraid to lose love. I'm afraid to say this because you won't love me. But if I look at the other side of it, I lift the weight, ouch, it hurt, my muscle is expanding. Now I'm using this as a metaphor, but it literally could hurt your heart. It could physically hurt. You could have bellyache because of it. You could feel like you will lose your livelihood. But in that moment, if you choose to speak up anyway, that's for me. Yours, of course, will be something different. In those moments is when I am more of an expression of what I was meant to be when I was floating as a cloud. In those moments, I expand myself in the world. There is more of me that's an expression of the soul desire, soul design, soul blueprint, than there is of me that's the shadow me, that learned how to be a limited human being to survive. So every single time I push up against that edge and I stretch it by being in my power, again, this is my example, I become more of the godlike expression of the energy in the world. I am taking up more space. And when I take up more space, then I spread the flow of energy of a higher frequency on the planet Earth. It doesn't mean that I edge other people out. I now have more space to include other people in. So remember, your purpose isn't for you, it's yours to give away. So when I'm willing to stand in my godlike expression and expand the edge and expand the space that I take up as the expression of my soul design, now I have a space for people to come into. Now, of course, we'll have boundaries. That could be one of your challenges. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to get too big because people will step all over my energy. People will do things to hurt me. Yes, if you have no boundaries. Yes, if you're not standing in your power. Yes, if you are doing something to please others. But if you are authentically expressing your design, your blueprint, your God's expression through you, then you are just becoming a bigger space for people to step into and be who they can be within that space, their true self. And the more that I am of me in that space, the more I am giving a space for you to be you in that space. Now we can co-create. Now we can both see each other as the beautiful expressions of soul expressed in human body, coming here to co-create based on some agreement. Because I also believe that just as we choose the environment we will be born into and the people that we will be surrounded by in our childhood, as we walk through the journey of awakening and expanding the edges of the conditioned behavior, less of that, more of me, the beautiful expression of who I am, then I'm also closing the agreements with the people who are here to challenge me and opening the new agreements that I've already made at the soul level to collaborate with you when I am willing to be who I truly am. Up until now, we couldn't meet because I couldn't see you and you couldn't see me. I was wearing the mask of my conditioned self and you are wearing yours. And it was like blinders we were looking through just to see what we needed to survive. But when we begin to expand ourselves and remove the masks, by the way, we were so many throughout our lifetime at this point on planet Earth, Our job is to remove the masks, remove the cloaks that, not the magical cloaks that witches wear to feel powerful, but the cloaks that we have taken to mask our light, to cover it up, to walk so nobody can see how powerful we are. Yeah, Wonder Woman. See, I don't even know I did that, but there it is. The more we are willing to be that way, all of a sudden we are remembering the agreements we've made at the soul level. When I show up free, I will see you and you will see me. And we can begin to collaborate at the whole new frequency. And where planet Earth is right now, we are moving from collaboration of survival, where we collaborated to survive and hold on to the crabs in the bucket. Don't get out too, you know, that saying, the crabs in the bucket will pull you in. I think all of us have heard it at some point. You want to get out because you know that the space is too tight. I am too big to fit in this space. I take up too much space and that is too tight. But all the other crabs are going, no, 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 you're going to die. We don't know what's outside the bucket. What if there is no water? What if there is no air? You better stay here, right? But all of a sudden, we are moving away from the bucket and other crabs. The other crabs can come with us if they choose to, but it's not up to us. We don't make people come on the journey. We all have each a unique journey. So one thing I'm going to say, how much more time do I have? Am I wrapping up? I'm looking at the time.
We still have, we still have 10 minutes.
Excellent. Okay. Beautiful. I'm checking the time to make sure that I don't open something that I don't get to close with you. Where we are on planet Earth right now, the old is going away. The buckets are going away. We don't know what's going to happen with those who choose to remain in the buckets. You know, the crabs in the bucket that are just like, no matter what happens, I'm not leaving. We don't know what's going to happen. Some of us are seeing it as a completely different experience on planet Earth. Some are seeing it as the energy perishing, meaning some people will actually transition out of the physical and onto the next step of their journey. But what we are focusing and what I want to focus with you is doing what we have to do, no matter how uncomfortable, to be more of the expression of the soul. Let go of the bucket, crawl out and choose to be on the journey. And remember, this journey will give you plenty of opportunities to doubt and question. Did I do the right thing? Did I choose right? I should have stayed. If it's the job you leave, you will question it. And everybody around you will remind you, you should have never left. You got the paycheck, you got the medical, you had 401k. Why did you ever leave, right? Many of us have heard it many, many times. I left my last job 20-something years ago. And even then people were like, wow, that's crazy. Why are you doing it? And these days, a lot of people are afraid even more because things are changing in the economy and in the world. There are catastrophes that are happening faster and bigger. Every day there is something happening. All of it is part of a design that is of what's happening for planet Earth. Planet Earth is raising its frequency. And we, as the occupants, the inhabitants, the willing, I would say, because there is no part of you that kicked and screamed at the soul level. At the soul level, you knew exactly what you were getting into. You just forgot because life got difficult. And somebody sold you on some version of life that it should look like on planet Earth. And no matter how awake we are, there is always a part of us that wants to feel safe, secure, and know that we are okay. It's part of human conditioning, part of human existence. We want to feel like we belong. We want to feel like things will work out. And we are being called to step into the unknown, a place humanity has never been before, a frequency that the planet Earth is reaching, which as far as we know, has never reached before. And even those of us who believe there were other civilizations on planet Earth that have lived a much evolved life, there are many that agree that we have still never reached the place where we are about to reach as humanity. We are invited to have an experience we never have. And those of us who are alive right now and awake to this journey are being called to be courageous and allow ourselves to be a bigger space for the light that wants to come through us. And it's not the light that just comes through the top somewhere, right? Whatever you imagine the light comes from, It's also the vibration of the planet Earth that we are collaborating with. So as you are on a journey, and this is the piece that I want to open, and now I have time to close as well. As you are journeying, as you are awakening, as you are becoming more of a godlike self, I want you to also remember that you are the being of the planet. But it's not necessarily the human being that we have known up until now. That also means that we are absorbing and increasing the frequency by being on the planet Earth and allowing planet Earth to guide our journey. Many people are moving from a place where they have been up until now to a new place because they feel a calling to be at the different location. For whatever reason, they won't know until they get there most of the time. I know that's what happened for me. So as you allow yourself to be the expression of the soul, you also allow yourself to be the expression of the inhabitant of planet. So you are asking soul, universe, oversoul, God, spirit, whatever it is that you are asking up above, ask up down below as well. Allow yourself to be the channel for both, the expression of both mixing through you. The planet Earth will give you the grounding and a substance that you need to stay grounded on planet Earth. Many want to float away to a different dimension. But if you are on planet Earth right now, your job is here. And your job here is to raise your frequency. And the most practical way to do that is being more of who you were born to be. Not to want to leave and go live in the woods. Some may choose that and it might be right for them. But if you are listening right now, there is a pretty good chance that you have a job to do with others. So remember, your purpose is yours, but it's not for you. The way that we raise the frequency is by sharing our gifts with others, being more of who we were born to be, so we can be the expression of something that wants to come through us to be of service to others. And there is no accident that there is a huge expansion in the artificial intelligence and development in that area. Some of us may be scared because it's so artificial intelligence, but I also invite you to take on a different spin on it. What if a lot of that technology, most of it, if we choose it, all of it, and we do have a choice for that to go that way, is for us to help to take whatever is flowing through us right now that's so intangible and use the technology to make it tangible. Because planet Earth is a tangible planet. So what if you are the one that's going to be collaborating, downloading, co-creating the frequency of technologies for the future? In health, in food, in clothing, in housing, in communication. What if transportation? What if you, and I believe you are, if you are here, there is some part of you that is here to download something that is going to create some solution for humanity that otherwise could not exist and couldn't exist before now. Because of the work we are doing to allow the frequency of the planet. And by the way, the frequency of the planet will raise whether you like it or not. You can't stop it. Don't try to. So Earth is going to do whatever it's going to do. But we are here to support it in its expansion. And we are here to support, to bring the solutions for the next evolution. That's why we are here. So as you allow yourself to be more of who you are, and you move through the points that hurt, that are challenging, that you'd rather are happening to somebody else, not you. Why did you choose this? Why ever would I choose that challenge? Why ever would I choose that path? Was I not liking myself in a cloud form? No, you very much were. You chose the challenges that will show you how powerful you are, how courageous you are, how capable you are, and will force you to learn something that will then be a vehicle for the energy that's flowing through you for the solution that you are here to bring. That's why we are here right now. And as I'm closing, I think I'm getting close. As I'm closing my presentation, it is not just for planet Earth. It is for the universe. Planet Earth is taking its rightful place in the galaxy. As of now, we have been this self-contained planet, we think, living here for our own survival. At all times, we have been in some way impacting the frequency in a whole entire galaxy. But we are now actively becoming a galactic expression of a planet. We don't even know what I say these things to you. And I'm like, I don't even know what it means. But I know that and anybody who says they know what it means, we are just pretending we know based on what we already know. And that's great. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that your tiny little steps you're taking every single day, when you dare to be less of your conditioned behavior and more of the light of the expression of the soul design you chose to be, every single time you be that, even if tiny little step, you have no idea what a giant lever you are helping to lift in the evolution of the planet Earth and for humanity. Just like a butterfly effect. You allowing yourself to speak up today or to put your work out into the world, allow yourself to be who you were meant to be at the soul level, could be a huge step hundreds and thousands of miles away, shifting the frequency, not just for you, but for millions. In some way, you will never know. I know I will never know, but every single step I take, especially the courageous ones that I don't want to, the ones that I'm like, why me? It's Monday. Could somebody else deal with that issue today? Could somebody else overcome their fear of rejection? I don't want to do that today. But every single time when I dare to, I also allow myself to absorb the gratitude for me as the one who is doing it for some giant lever to be shifted for millions. And I don't do it from a place of, look at me, I'm God, everybody bow. I look at it from a place of reverence and sacredness for who I am. And I invite you to take every single moment of your life and look at it from the same place. You are important, you matter in ways you will never, ever know. Until you become a cloud again and, they show you a screen and a movie and you can see exactly how everything you've done or didn't do impacted your life and many, many lives you'll never know. Thank you.
Let me get us back on spotlight. That was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much.
You dropped so many bombs, Anna. And I love Poland. I visited Poland last year in the summer with my family. It was amazing.
It is a beautiful country. And
yeah.
And I connect with my roots more and more every day, asking, why was I born there? What was the reason for me to be born there? Because all of us, wherever we journey, there is a reason. Like I said, we are born where we are born. There is a reason to it.
Yeah.
So we get to ask those questions instead of wishing we were born somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Totally. Thank you so much. You have a gift for our audience, Anna. What is that you want to present?
Yes, the gift that I have is a lesson that I recorded, a masterclass. It's like a compressed version of a masterclass. The steps that I've taken right before I discovered that purpose was mine, but not for me. And I was asking, okay, well, nothing I'm doing is working, so show me. That's when right before that happened, I began to take steps. So there are steps through what's my purpose, what's my lesson, who is it for, and then how do I turn it into something that yields back to me? Because we are, I know this is not what your series is about, but I'm a huge stand for us allowing ourselves to receive money, which is the currency right now, or whatever currency of the future will be. We get to receive in exchange for what we create in a world. So we get to stand in the value of it. So it's a masterclass that I created for activating of what I call sacred success. It's you living your life based on a blueprint, based on what success looked like at the soul level, but you being a human being, having everything you need to be your best self.
Wow.
Amazing. It's very aligned with also the team.
Yeah.
Wealth is part of it. It's part of our God design too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is. There is nowhere in our design that says we should suffer from poverty. Nowhere. It is absolutely human-made. We are now we are healing all the wounds of many, many centuries of where humans have taken on that there is poverty. It was man-created and it's time for it to go away.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anna, for your presence, your wisdom, your energy, frequency, everything that you're sharing, and it's having already ripple effects through time and space. So thank you so much. And yes, thank you, audience, for being here, for choosing you, for choosing your path, your God design, and the leadership that you're called to embody even more as your soul mission on earth, as Anna was saying also. So looking forward to continue this series with you, and we'll see you around.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.